Ravens, Colts, Monday night game, awful first half. Picked up in the second half. The Ravens end up winning an overtime game. Um, I'll start with the Colts. Carson Wentz, probably the best game he's played as an Indianapolis Colt. I feel like they should have won this game. Rodrigo Blankenship was hurt. Apparently, he hurt his hip. I don't know if he hurt it in this game. Came in with it, whatever. That became an issue. In the end of the first half, they sent Rigoberto Sanchez, their punter, out there to kick a field goal. It was a mess. Naeem Hines was the holder, whatever. Second half, Blankenship had one blocked, but then he also missed the game-winning field goal, so that was kind of tough. After Carson Wentz put them in position late to win the game, after the Ravens came all the way back from 3 scores down to tie it up. So that was a big issue for them. Ravens, they find another way to win a game against a team that you don't think that they should have this much trouble again, like the Lions, but they come from behind. Offense was anemic in the first half. They scored 3 points. Running game was non-existent from people other than Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson didn't go off for 100 or anything like that, but I think he had over 50 yards. But like Latavius Murray was their next leading rusher. He had 17, only had 6 carries. Mark Andrews absolutely dominated for them. He had 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions as well. Cat, I was letting you go, but now I gotta. Yes. Hollywood Brown has another good game. I really like the Sammy Watkins pickup. The big play in this game was Calais Campbell. He had the 2 biggest plays. So Colts were driving in the third quarter, and Calais Campbell on a third down breaks through the line and hits whoever the ball carrier was, Jonathan Taylor, Naeem Hines, for a 4-yard loss. And then the next play, Blankenship was kicking the field goal, breaks through, gets a hand on it, blocks it. And it was a big situation too, because again, at that point, the Ravens did not score much in the first half. They scored 3 points. They came out, they were driving with their first drive. They moved it downfield, and then Lamar fumbled it inside the 5. Colts recovered. From then on, the Ravens scored 4. They had 4 drives. They scored 4 touchdowns. They ended up winning the game. Their last one, obviously, coming in overtime. Great game. Lamar Jackson threw for 440 yards, threw 4 touchdowns, didn't throw a pick, fumbled it, had another scare late in the game where he fumbled it, but his knee was down. So Lamar needs to learn how to hang on to the ball. Lamar also, love watching him play. Again, every time I talk about the Ravens, I'll say it. Lamar is not just a good running quarterback. He is a good runner with the football in his hands. He is like a guy that if he wasn't a quarterback, you'd be trying to get the ball in his hands, because when he has it in his hands, he's just so shifty. He can move. He's literally like Barry Sanders with the ball in his hand. I say it every time. He is the best runner of the football. He's not just straight line fast. He's elusive. He's a problem. He's elusive in the pocket, elusive in the open field. His passing, he drops some dimes. He's so much better of a passer than he was when he first came into the league. He's dropping. His deep ball is actually getting really, really nice. He dropped one into the bucket tonight. So he's just fun to watch, but he takes too many hits, especially when they're trying to come back. It's like those competitive juices. And again, I love it. You can't teach that. A quarterback that's going to stick his nose in there and like fight for extra yards. But again, this is a guy who's going to get paid $40 million a year. The Ravens are going to get that done. They're going to pay him. He's going to get paid $40 million a year. It's probably not worth it to try to fight for an extra 2 all the time like Lamar does. Pick your spots, an extra 2 or 3, and then get hurt. Because if you're Lamar and you get hurt, the Ravens have no chance. Right now, the Ravens' defense tonight was especially. Carson Wentz hadn't thrown for more than 251 yards in a game, throws for 402, and he looked really, really good. And Jonathan Taylor had himself a day. So they need to shore that up. And again, they need to handle business against teams like the Colts, like the Lions, if they want to be considered a threat to the Chargers or the Bills. That's just my opinion. I'll never count him out because Lamar is that damn good. He'll get paid $40 million a year, $35 million a year. He's worth every penny of it because he is the ultimate weapon on the. He is He gets the ball in his hands. It's like back in the day when the Dolphins ran the Wildcat. Ronnie Brown was their best player. Needed to get the ball in his hands, except he couldn't throw it like Lamar. Lamar is the quarterback, but in the open field, he's a weapon, ultimate weapon. So they're never going to be out of a game. And Mark Andrews is a top 5 tight end, and he could beast out. And in big situations, that's who Lamar's going to look for, and he did it today. Again, Mark Andrews had 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions in the biggest moments, third downs. That's who he's going to. Marquise Brown had another good game. He's emerging like the number 1 guy that they drafted a couple years ago. He's finally kind of living up to that a little bit. I thought the second half was fantastic. Again, the name of the game for the Ravens, especially in that division, is to just win. Like, get out of there with the win. Yeah, do you want them to blow teams like the Colts out? Yep. That's what you're looking for if you're talking about them competing with the Bills and the Chargers and whatever. And right now, I do not believe that they could go into Buffalo in the playoffs and win. I do not believe they could go into Los Angeles and win. And they need to figure out some stuff and shirt up. They need to figure out who their running back is and give them the ball. Is it Tyson? Is it Latavius? Is it or Freeman? Who is it? And give them the carries. Try to establish the run. Don't give up on it. They gave up on it way too early today. The Colts did a great job. Rush defense. DeVorest Buckner's a problem. But still, you need to run the ball. They need to shore up that defense. I don't know what it is, but they need to figure it out. And they just need to keep working. And hopefully as the season goes on, because I'm a fan of Lamar, nothing would be better than to see Lamar make a run through the playoffs. Honest to God, Lamar, Josh Allen, Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, AFC Championship game would be wild. I would love to see it. I'm here for it. The hell, a Lamar, Justin Herbert, any of those 3 guys, I'm here for it. I want to see it. He needs to learn. He needs to protect himself, do a better job of that, and not fight for 2 yards all the time if they want to have a shot. And they need to lock it in, and they need to handle business going forward against teams like this. Again, they should win their division. Again, I'm not sold on the Browns because I'm not sold on Baker Mayfield. I do like what the Bengals are doing, but their offensive line still stinks, and Joe Burrow's going to get killed. And then you have the Pittsburgh Steelers, who did win this week, but I still think they stink, and I still think Big Ben's washed. So the Ravens do have the path to the NFC, the AFC North, but they need to figure it out, because what I saw today, a team like that, I love the comeback, but you shouldn't have to come back against the Colts. You shouldn't have to come back against the Lions. This team, I don't think, can beat the Bills or the Chargers in the playoffs on the road. So they need to figure it out. And I hope they do, because I love Lamar Jackson, and I want to watch him play one of those other great quarterbacks in the AFC Championship game. So whatever it is, figure it out. Lamar needs to stay healthy, because if he goes down, they're in trouble. And that's it. Great game, I thought. Second half really picked up. First half was super boring. Calais Campbell, biggest plays of the game for sure. They survive. They go on. Don't know who they face next week, but hopefully they can keep it rolling. That's what I got. I need to get to bed now because it's late. Game ended not that long ago. Like the video. Subscribe at 103. You could be 104. Watch another video. Write a comment. Do something. I appreciate you. My cats are fighting. I have to go. See you in the next one.